Hello children and welcome to my channel. Today in this episode we will discuss the lesson Two Stories About Flying Part 1. His first flight from the book First Flight Class 10. So before we begin, let's know some interesting facts about the author. Limo Flannery was an Irish novelist and short story writer whose works combined brutal naturalism, psychological analysis, poetry, and many more things. He was a keen observer and was interested in sea life. He spent much time on the seashore and studied the life of seagull quite closely. Through the story, the writer conveys us a moral of having self confidence and self reliance. The parents can support us to the certain extent, but not forever. So we also try to become independent in our own life. So, children, this story is about a family of seagulls. There was a young child in the family who was unable to fly even after several tries. The story highlights the importance of family and friends in one's life. It also gives the message that one needs to believe in self to overcome all the hurdles of our life. The story opens up with the explanation of the seagull's family. The seagull family consists of six seagulls: mother, father, three sons, and one daughter. All of them, except the youngest son, are expert in flying high. The young seagull was very afraid of flying, so the seagull was standing alone on the rock at the sea. His parents have tried several times to teach him how to fly, but he is scared to do that and does not want to try anymore. He could not trust his own wings. He gets terrified and scared whenever he sees the huge, vast sea and thinks that he could never fly. As a result, he was ashamed and disheartened, and thus went inside the ledge where usually he slept. He could not gather the courage to fly, nor even for trying. He was scolded by his parents for not trying, even a single time. Now he has been alone for a day. He relies on the food that his parents bring back from their flights. He tried a bit, but failed as before, and his parents were busy focusing on his siblings. They helped the siblings to master the art of flying and diving for food. His older sibling even catches his first fish, which he proudly eats on a rock, while his parents celebrated. That morning his parents taunted him for all the way for being coward. The sun has now risen and he is feeling the heat more than ever because he is empty stomach since the night before. He stepped out of his ledge and pretended to sleep on one leg and hide the other one to gain the attention of his family. Still no one notices him. His siblings are sleeping, his father is cleaning the feather with his beak, and his mother is standing on the another plateau eating fish while she notices him. The little seagull becomes mad by seeing the sight of food because he is very much hungry. He loves to tear the fish and scrape his beak now and then. Then he cries in anger and shouts at his mother, and his mother screams back angrily. But he keeps crying constantly. But soon his cry turned into a joyful scream at the sight of his mother flying towards him with a piece of fish. He gets very excited for the food. But soon as his mother comes very near to him, suddenly she stops not too far from him. Out of excitement and hunger, he dives at the fish without realizing for a moment that he was afraid of flying. He closes his eyes and starts flapping his wings with fear. As he opens his eyes, he finds himself flying in the sky. Now he is floating in the sky and his family is cheering him. He was finally defeated his fear. For a moment he was shocked to see himself flying. He could feel the wind against his breast feathers, stomach, and his wings. He could feel himself cutting through the air. He was not afraid anymore. He was just bit nervous. But then his mother accompanied him. Whole family screamed out of excitement, thus celebrating his victory over fear. Once he overcomes his fear, he forgets that once he was afraid of flying. He did all those things that he once feared of. He flew straight over sea and could see the greenery and the mountains beneath him. He screams out of joy as he enjoys the victory. When he lands, his family lands along with him as a gesture that they were proud of him, screaming and shouting in excitement in the high pitched sound. He then go into the sea where he first gets scared and expand it. He tries escaping it, but he gets tired and weak because of hunger. Thus, when he comes back, he starts floating in the sea, who was once afraid of. His family is celebrating in excitement and offers him food as a praise. Finally, he had overcome his fear and made his first flight. So, my dear students, this story, his first flight, highlights the importance of independence, self belief, and confidence, and the need for motivation to attain goals. Necessary is always the mother of invention, but it sometimes needs an initial spark from outside. In this situation, I remember a Chinese proverb: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, and teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So, another line from Franklin D. Roosevelt: the only thing we need to fear is fear itself. Yes, children, it is true that fear and lack of confidence stop one from learning new things, as in this story. The young seagull lacked the value of courage and confidence in his character. He was too scared of flying. His family tried to make him fly, but he refused to do so because of his fear of sinking in the sea water. They even scolded him for his cowardice. They tried to tempt him with food, but he was not willing to learn flying. Once he dived, his fear disappeared and he enjoyed his first flight. It is a fact that unless we try for something and overcome our fear, we can't learn anything. Confidence and motivation are two most important things that make any learning possible. So I hope you got a moral, you are inspired from the story, and let's meet in the next video with another interesting topic. Till then, take a very good care of yourself and bye for now.